Hi, it's Dr. Kimarie. Have you ever felt like the angry giver? I have. I've talked about it a lot, and I've had a lot of clients, more female clients than male clients, that come in and they are just so frustrated because no matter what they've done, and specifically their relationship with their mate and their children, they feel like the angry giver. And so I want to talk a little bit more about that, because we as women have been in a society in the workforce for how many years, how many decades, where it has been a very male-run industry, right? It's a male-run corporate world. And this is not to villainize men at all. This is just to say that we've adopted a role that is not our natural, innate way of being. And no one, I'm not even saying that at one point we may have felt forced, but this is nothing to do with blame. It's just where we are, right? So we address work in a very male way of doing things. Now, we always have a balance of male and female within us. And sometimes when we're being assertive, we're a male dominant energy, which is fine because it's part of who we are. But we have to get back to understand the female and how important it is and how necessary it is, especially when we go home. Because if we're in work mode, and we're in goal-oriented mode, and we're in this mindset all the time, it can be hard to shut off. And then when we go home, we get upset because we're still adopting this male role, not realizing that we're the ones that have to shift it. So we're not being the softer version of ourselves. And when that happens, that there's always got to be polarity in relationships. So the other people will respond, right? And so then we create a dynamic. So if we're in the male, we're in the more dominant role, then the other side has to default, right? So they become a little bit less powerful and a little bit more of the softer role. And that actually can become frustrating to the strong woman, because now she wants a break. And so she's not even realizing that she's got to soften and open to receive and connect with the softer side to receive. So when we see a man that is appearing needy, or is appearing a little bit like not trepidatious, not knowing how to handle it when we show up in our sharper edges, and then we say that's unattractive. We get frustrated and we just want them to step up. So this is the imbalance that happens between men and women, and I talk about it all the time with my clients because I see it all the time. Right? And it's like the man doesn't want to be needy, but he has certain needs that want to be met, and the female has certain needs that want to be met, and they're just bouncing off of one another. She's feeling like more of the upper hand, but almost like the mom, which she might not put it in those words, but when we really talk about it, yeah, he becomes less attractive. So the last thing that she's thinking is she wants to connect on a sexual level, right? So we have to help balance one another out. And the way to do that for the men is to be the rock, is to be stronger, not a doormat. A doormat is not a rock, right? And we don't want to confuse that. We don't want to tiptoe in and do that kind of stuff, because that's a turnoff to a woman. But we also don't want to be demanding and insensitive. We want to ground ourselves. Each one of us, the male when he's grounded, is the most attractive thing. And the female, when she's grounded and in her female essence, when the man is grounded in his male essence, which is this, is holding that space, holding that strength, being true to himself, allowing himself not to be treated like a doormat, right? But also being a great partner, being someone that can bring the lighter side out of the female, right? Because it's not that she wants to be that way. She doesn't want to be angry. She just doesn't know how to switch gears. So doing things to flirt, doing things to lighten the mood, and that the same for the woman is just allowing yourself to remember who you are, to tap into the softer side. So when I work with clients, I teach them how to set themselves up to win so that they know how to tap back in. They know how to support one another. They know how to bring that out in one another. Because most divorces happen for this reason. And then they go out and they find another relationship and the same thing happens. So how can we, as women, slow down and connect? And if you need help with that, I would love to help you with that. I have so many programs available that allow you to release that angry giver and connect with the soft, sensual, beautiful part of you that hasn't been lost. She's not gone. She's just because you're a mom and just because you're a wife and because you're married and you have all these things, you can still flip the magnet over to attracting the good, attracting grace and ease, because we can't be in struggle, be in anger, be in frustration, and attract grace and ease. That's my invitation for you. And I hope that, we can work together maybe someday. And if anyone has any questions on how to get there, if this makes sense, let me know. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you. Bye.